straight to being prejudiced, which I find weird. You know, Dean, you already know I'm not a pretendian. I don't throw any slurs at Native American indigenous peoples. Yeah, so y'all already know what time it is when it comes to me. She always does this. I think I got other screenshots. I'd have to go back and find them. But this is normal behavior from her every time. Literally every time.
Yeah, somehow she's not being able to come up here and defend herself. I don't know who the hell she is. That's the first time I've ever heard of her.
Yeah, I'm really concerned because although I've tried to keep a balance, you know, with indigenous people and everything else, yeah, I have a serious problem with Manny because he has a tendency, and that's not cool. Being misogynistic. I can't approve of anybody being disrespectful towards black women, brown women, indigenous women, period. That's not the way to be, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure why she would be in those.
I didn't like his when he went off on Native Mamas, man. When he put,
yeah,
yeah, when he went off on Native Mamas like that, man. I mean, that kind of burned me up right there, bro.
Yeah, he's a problem too. A while back, you know, Manny had me up on his backdrop for like 3 days in a row straight, and it was Dean, you might have heard about this, but it was, he went on my page on my old account. I deleted it now.
Manny?
Yeah, he went on my account and he screenshotted a picture of me. And it was a video of me like recording somebody trying to sexually assault me, and he put my face. Yeah, it went on for like 3 days.
Manny did that?
Yeah.
What the hell?
So, you know, they're all, she just lied in the comments and was like, oh, I haven't been there in 2 years. It has not been 2 years. They're all
seen this lady, yeah. But you know what? Wait a minute, hold on. Now there's a guy in the live talking about we aren't African either. Well, you know what? Guess what? Your ancestors are African, bro. No matter how you look at it, Jite, whatever, your ancestors are African, whether you want to accept that or not, okay? You may not be African, you may not have the culture, but somewhere down the line, your mitochondrial DNA is African, of Africa, okay? So embrace it, bro. Embrace it.
Thank you.
Embrace that shit.
Finally, I get on the live when somebody says this.
Embrace that shit.
I've always been curious about what caused the narrative to shift.
Because we all have African features. If you're a BLK American, you have African genetics.
Yes.
So it's like I can't believe like people actually will deny the African I can't ancestry. I can't believe it.
But what I'm saying is because I remember when the Black indigenous movement. What's good, everybody? And didn't want to play the check one game.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Somebody's asking somebody to tag Manny. You know, personally, I don't have anything against Manny.
I want to do not tag that man. I want nothing to do with that man. I know I brought his name up. I don't need anybody in here or my face on this man's backdrop because he's unhinged. He's done that to multiple people. And
Ariana, I was in the live in Duran's live when who was that guy that you remember he said those derogatory names to you? What was that guy? Remember that we was
whose live was it in?
Duran's live. Who was that guy we was talking to?
You talking about Frank?
Yeah, that shit was crazy, man.
Yeah, Frank. Yeah,
man.
Crazy. And people
said some really racist. He said some racist shit to you, didn't he?
Yeah, I had the screenshots, and you know, some people were saying they didn't believe me. I'm always gonna screenshot, and that's just.
And there was, let me tell you something. There was a lot of indigenous Americans who jumped him because of that. Whether or not if it stuck, but they really went at him because of that. I mean.
Oh yeah, they told him off. They got him good.
Yeah, that was. I mean. Yeah, man. I even me when I saw that shit, man, that didn't sit well with me. That didn't sit well with me. Now I know that we as African American people, we may have our differences, Some of our people are lost. But when it comes to outsiders, just like me, I'm not going to go to indigenous Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, and start downing their people. Downing nobody. I don't do that shit, man. Because I know where I stand. And I know where I stand with people. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I've had indigenous Americans come on my lives and come to my page and call me all kind of names until they find out who I am. They find out that I'm not one of these pretendians. Then they come back later, oh man, I apologize. You know, this kind of stuff, I apologize. You know, but, you know, and I'm not even upset. I'm not even upset about it.
Yeah, it's there's some of them, you know, it's normal. And what's funny about that, right after that, maybe 2 or 3 days later, I went live on my other account and he coincidentally popped up in there and he was still saying the same stuff. Oh, what tribe? What African tribes? I don't think he realized that it was it's a continuous behavior. You know, I don't let it get under my skin. Now I just take screenshots, screen record. If I need to, I'll post it and just call out the behavior.
I just want to know who you speaking of Manny. I'm sorry, you speaking of Manny.
What's
Frank.
his name? Frank Vasquez or Vasquez.
Okay.
Is his name. Yeah.
Frank Vasquez. Yeah. I think he lives in, doesn't he live in Virginia? Where does he live? I forget what state I think he lives in Nevada somewhere.
I think so. Could be wrong.
I wanted to say something.
Oh, somebody said Wisconsin.
I wanted to say.
Where does he live? Oh, okay.
Well, in terms of what I was asking was, I've always been curious as to what caused the narrative to shift. Because you have those of us who are tribal and mixed, and
Right.
we were of the Black Indians, if you will, the Black Indian movement. But how did the narrative shift to people then trying to say that, oh, they weren't really Native? That's the part that's always sort of struck me as kind of odd.
So you're saying Black Indians? Who were these Black Indians?
When I say Black Indians, I'm meaning that, for example, my father is a Mashpee Wampanoag, my mother is from Barbados. Therefore, I am a Black Indian. That's what I'm talking about.
So so you're half and half. So you're actually Afro-Indigenous, right?
Correct.
So that makes you
Correct.
Afro-
In fact, I'm an enrolled member of the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe, and I'm a tribal elder. So,
Okay. So
What happens is I constantly get those people coming at me about, oh, you pretendians, and I'm like, what are you talking about pretendian? And I can even respond to them in my language.
The sad part is I've ran across that, especially with the complicated matter with the Wampanoag, and sometimes I think, as a matter of fact, the actress who happens to be a boxer. Are you familiar with her? I'm not sure. She.
Oh yes. She's actually of my tribe. Yes, sir.
Wampanoag, right? She's Wampanoag, and I try not to, it's like, trying to allow discord between indigenous people, because I'm African American. I have no place inside of that, but I do see that there's such a complicated matter when it comes to the Wampanoag tribe and everything else, and some people have a tendency to, inside the indigenous community, to get people against the Wampanoags. So,
One slight correction, brother. By the way, I love your posts. Just wanted to tell you that in person. But Wampanoag is actually a nation. We're not a tribe. We're a nation. We're a nation with organized tribes under us. So, for example, I'm Mashpee. On the island of Martha's Vineyard, you have the Aquinnah and the Chappaquiddick. Near New Bedford, you have the Assonet. And then when you go down almost to the border, you have the Seekonk.